I've always felt different. I've always seen things, but when I tried to express them as a child, I was always told to ignore it.
There were people that I didn't know that came to me and said, I have this message that I keep getting that I have to deliver to you.
All of a sudden, out of the shadows, a homeless man just jumped right in front of me. And he said, I'm a soul just like you.
I love it.
I wanted to understand the universe and who and what we are and what are we doing here.
Well, we're all part of this amazing soul wave tapping into each other.
This was a major life changer.
You are a light. You have helped me a ton. Thank you.
You've given me the courage to live more from my soul.
Millions of people are awakening. So wake up with Michele Meiche. Be pleased to hear the best-selling authors and experts in the fields of cutting-edge self-help, personal growth, metaphysics, and spirituality. The soul path of awakening. Understand what living awake is.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Understand what living awake is. Hello, Radiant Soul Lights. It's Michele here. Hello in the chat, everyone. Getting in the chat. Sacred Space of Empowerment Room. Great to see you all in the chat and feel your presence of all of you that are calling in or listening later in the archives. Hello, everyone, and on the phone lines, I see you. If you have a question or a comment, that number is 347-539-5122, 347-539-5122, and please press 1 on your keypad to get in the queue, get on air. It's really important. 347-539-5122. Press 1 on your keypad. That lets me know that you have a question or a comment or you want a reading. Oh, great program today. We have back with us. You want to hang out for the whole program if you can. We have back with us best-selling author and astrologer, many of you know, Susan Miller of Astrology Zone will be back with us. And I do believe she will be answering questions, too. So that's going to be the second half of the program. So stick around. And, of course, I will be doing readings. I just want to set up some stuff that I've been kind of tuning into, and then we'll get to callers, okay, everyone? Because I know it's the beginning of the year. People got questions, questiones, preguntas, questions. Want to let everyone know, too, as well, that another thing kind of backed by popular demand in a way. Yes, loving demanding emails, but I'm glad to do it, is my psychic development course at Opening to Channel. It starts this Saturday. It is a 5-week course, and we do a lot in it, and you will be not only more intuitive, but picking things up psychically and also opening the channel, getting into that access point for channeling. And you can find out more information on that by going to soulplayground.life and going to courses and clicking there. And then there's another link that will give you information on it, how to sign up and what the course outline of the course is. So if that interests you. Also, those of you that are connecting with me on MentorCam, thank you so much. There's another resource. I just want to let everyone, YouTube, MentorCam for quick questions, because right now I think I'm booked into mid or end of February, March for personal sessions and work, which I'm winding up. If some of you have thought of doing programs with me, I will be concluding new people in those and some individual session work also. So, lots of changes this year as far as how I am of service and in what way and capacity. Just moving with what my guides share and also what I feel is needed and what responses that I get. So really focusing a lot on courses and group work because I do feel it's so empowering for people to connect in groups. I always have. That is the teacher in me and the therapist, when I learn group dynamics, group processing is so powerful. You can do more. It's great to work one-on-one. I definitely feel working one-on-one is really, really beneficial and to have that individual focus. But I do feel those people I do see that couple it with group work do a lot better and a lot more sustainability. So, yeah, because we learn so much by the group, and eventually, if you're with a group, a specific group, long enough, there's not only budding friendship and connection, but people can be honest with each other and give different reflections. And when you work in a group, you begin to realize that you're not the only one going through stuff. I know that sounds simple and kind of stupid, but no, it's true. It's like there's something that happens in our human condition, the human part of us, when we see other people going through stuff, or we see our answers in other people, excuse me, and not just the facilitator or the teacher. So I do think a good teacher, facilitator, guides and sets the vibrational tone and frequency. I mean, so far my groups, I remember years ago I had people after my workshops would be like, oh my God, I can't believe how nice everyone is. And I was like, what? I'm like, what do you mean not? And yeah, they are nice. It's just, no, everyone is so loving. In your workshops or your groups or your retreat, I feel I can relax. I heard so much of that feedback. And then I asked other facilitators as well as other participants, like, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, people sometimes say mean things or talk out of turn or call someone out, or they monopolize the group and just talk. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's like the facilitator. Obviously the facilitator, guide, teacher, whatever, didn't study group dynamics and or is triggered. But I think now, and then you work with certain people in group for a long period of time, they're also contributing their presence, their insights, their energy, and monitoring in a way. Because we all need to monitor each other. But I feel once people kind of know the quote-unquote rules that are set by example, then people are there going, like in the chat, the sacred space of empowerment. It's like, look, we're all on this path together. We're all learning from each other, even the facilitator, the teacher. We're all learning. We're sharing parts of ourselves. And then what happens when you do a lot of group work, you will find your life changing more. Because when you're in a group, you're in a leadership position, even if you don't talk. And if you do talk or share your insights or your intuition or your hits on things or how you're doing on the path, that's leadership. And it carries over into your life where you get more comfortable being you. You get more comfortable showing up as you because you get this feedback. Hey, I'm reflecting for someone. I'm helping someone. And so it's an interesting dynamic because then you begin to see also multiple ways of people expressing their soul and multiple gifts, right? So anyway, if you're interested in that, also Soul-Centered Living comes back in March. And I'm going to make it for those that have been in Soul-Centered Living if they still want to continue on, a way to do that so we really build even more community. My idea is for people to, which started happening with Awakenings, is starting their own groups and branching out, no matter what you're doing. Even if let's say you're a painter or someone says, oh, I'm an accountant. I'm hoping that within those fields, whatever field you're working in, you're finding ways to express more of your soul and share your gifts and your insights, right? You're putting it on the menu. I had a client of mine that's a very successful restaurateur, and they're like, how do I integrate this? I go, well, by the vibe, by what you're doing. Maybe even put it on the menu. What is your intention, your goal, your mission statement? And you have it in your food. You have it in the vibe of the place. Some doctors that I work with, it's like, okay, you do it in the office. One person, I said, well, you could put crystals in that reflect certain properties. This is the time to integrate more and more of what you're doing in your life, the real you, the true you. This year and beyond is about revealing that because you will attract those people that resonate with you. We attract what we need. And so if you need, like I need not a lot of drama. With people, I don't mind. I mean, sometimes things happen, and that's fine. I could have my own drama as well. But overall, I attract people that are very excited about their path, even if they're in a bad situation, a dire situation, they kind of rally and rise up. But that's how I am. Even if bad things are happening to me, or trauma or loss, or, you know, in the past, you know, unhealthy, a bad relationship, a learning lesson relationship, but you don't let it derail your whole life. But we can only do that with support. I have very good support, and that's why I believe in supporting others on the path. You know, that's why I have, for people that are in Patreon or Soul-Centered Living, if they're in those programs, I do 20% off of any workshops, anything that I'm doing. And I've had some people ask, well, why do you do that? You know, well, you could just do 10%. I'm like, no, I actually really want to support people for being on the path. It's like a nod. It's like, I see you. I see what you're doing for yourself and for others. And I really want to not only acknowledge that and validate that, but support that in ways that I can, any way that I can. Because it's not just about the money. It's a vibrational nod. You know, it's like when your friend has, and everybody's had this. Remember when I lived in Chicago, restaurateurs, you know, they'd let you, they, you know, can't do it all the time. Sometimes things would be free, or they'd be like, you know, we gave you extra bottle of wine, or you would just see it. You just see on your bill, oh my God, they didn't charge us for the drinks, or that dessert was free, or, you know, you'd look at your bill and go, oh my God, that birthday cake that they got for us here was on the house. It wasn't ever about the money. It's not like, oh, the people can't pay that, you know, it's the nod. It's the, hey, it's an etheric hug. It's another way of it, you know, it's just, and I like being like that, because I feel like the people that I connect with and support and assist on the soul path, we are, it's extended family. Yeah, so I'm going to get all mushy. I've been doing a lot of meditation this morning. And I've been a little under the weather, if you hear it in my voice. I've been taking my hydroxychloroquine, just in case. Yeah, so I'm having my tea. I'm actually having fruity tea, which I hardly ever have. Want to share a little bit. It's 12:12, so I'm just going to give a couple of minutes for this, and then we're going to get to callers. How to shape your reality during these times. In my meditation, that's what kept up. And I'm going to actually ask Susan this, Miller, when she comes on air, how to best shape our personal reality in 2022. And I've actually been going back to, and I am going to do a course that brings a lot more of this in, my universal laws. You can find out more information on understanding the universal laws and activating the magnetic attraction. But in my study of the mind, you know, new thought, prosperity consciousness, I've been going back to a lot of that. Science of mind, Church of Religious Science, of course, Agape principles, which is based on all of that. Hypnotherapy, a lot with hypnotherapy, because I've trained in not only medical hypnotherapy. And by the way, let me just share, I've seen what people may call miracles. I worked with one woman that got rid of her autoimmune disease. I mean, she had like spiking pain, Sjogren's disease she had. And in the blood work, it showed that there was she had no more autoimmune disease. It only showed up later through a saliva test, because the doctor couldn't believe it, because you can't get rid of this disease. Lowering people's blood pressure. There's a lot that I've experienced, witnessed. I've had, you know, a broken ankle go away. And when I was doing a session on someone else, and then the twisted ankle on me went away. So I went back to that. And why I'm sharing this with you before I get to callers is that we all need to go back to those principles. The only reason that we don't operate from this point of view on a continual basis, which, by the way, the new paradigm is based on this. It's just flipping a script, really, is because we're not conditioned for this. Because it's very empowering when you live this way, when you start living this way. You really draw in people in situations that confirm, you know, you draw in your answers. By the way, really quick before I get to callers, I had an amazing experience Sunday. I was with Grace. Some of you had done winter solstice transmission. We did interplane journey work and also sound transmission, and Grace is an amazing sound healer. So we met for coffee at this great little cafe that I like, outdoor cafe, on little umbrellas, really great. And I was asking her, we were talking over things we want to do, which, by the way, we will be doing another sound healing transmission, most likely in March, or maybe around the equinox we've been looking at. So I was talking to her about some projects I'm working on, things that I'm doing, books, ebooks, that some people that have asked me to put out of my soul insights and affirmation, and I have someone working with me on that. And then I said, I'm not sure my next project. And she's like, I don't know, I books, yes. She goes, but your cards. And I went, oh, well, I did channel this whole card with this whole system, Oracle cards, this whole system from the guides back in 2014 that I haven't been able to get to. I've been writing a bit on it, but I need help. And she said, no, I think that's great. What do you think? And I said, I think you're right. And just as I was saying that, she said, what do you think? And I said, well, you're bringing it up. This woman comes over with her friend. She's walking. I don't know where she came from. And she says, I have a message for you. I have a message for you. And Grace and I are looking at each other, and she says, no, you. And she points to me. And I see this light coming through the trees from the sun, like this ray of light right on her face. And she said, I'm a channeler, and I have a message for you. I don't know you, but I was walking, and I saw this light all around you, and your guides have a message for you. So I'm like, oh, my God, I'm getting the confirmation I've been asking for a lot of different things. And she said, your guides said they're so proud of you. They're so proud of the work that you're doing, and you're helping so many, and that keep doing what you're doing, and you're on the right track. And I just was stunned. And her friend was kind of laughing because her friend couldn't believe that her friend was, pulling a virtual stranger. And I'm like, oh, you don't know what this means. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. And then I turned back to Grace, and we started talking. Then we looked, and we couldn't see her anymore. So either they walked very fast or whatever. And Grace said, oh, have you been asking for confirmation? I said, oh, yeah, I have been. And I've gotten some, but I kind of let go of it. And she said, well, of course, it's always as we ask and ask and ask, and then when we let go of it, it comes back. Now, that was I've gotten a lot of confirmations. I always do. I always get between 3 and 5. But obviously, my guides really wanted me to know, no uncertain terms, to confirm what I'm doing and where I'm going, by picking a virtual stranger. I had never seen her in my life. And I asked Grace, I said, is she sitting behind us? And she heard us talking. Grace says, no, there's no one behind us. Well, there was a man next to us, but there was no one behind us, directly behind us. And she came walking from the other direction. So she saw me from the front. So anyway, this is what I'm talking about. Expect those miracles. Oh, Lenny, thank you. Jay Styling, stay calm, send some light, many thanks. Oh, having a health scare. Oh, me too. Oh, Oracle and Michelle. Yeah, me too, Jay. So good you're here with us. Just by being in the higher vibrational frequency, you will get some healing light energy. It happened to me this morning. I really was not feeling good. I thought, oh, my God, how am I going to do my day? I always just kind of meditate, tune in, and somehow it happens. And then Sadie, the producer's like, Susan is on. Susan Miller wanted to come back on. And I'm like, oh my God. And then we started talking, I started sharing, and you can hear my voice. I'm feeling the energy. So, all right, so light. So yes, let's connect with this. How to best shape our personal reality in 2022. What are the tools that you're using or want to use? Still doing our miracles. I believe Mark Mincola is coming on in February, the author of The Way of Miracles. Hopefully you people call in and share your miracles, big and small. I know since I've been doing this, I've had a lot more miracles in my life, such as that situation on Sunday with that lady coming up to me, and just things, even mechanical things working. or glitches that start glitching, then they stop, and things that weren't working are starting to work, and a lot of ideas kind of fomenting more and, informing. So, Coyotes, this information is so helpful, dealing with stress from work and is affecting my body, mind, and soul. Thank you for this. You're so welcome. Well, that's the other thing I had to realize. As much as I do, we're still run down with this thing hanging over our head. Every little sniffle. Is it COVID? Is it COVID? What do I have? Is it going to go there? Is it, when you get it, because I've had it, is it going to get worse? Is it going to get worse? Am I okay? It's the fear factor. It's very stressful. So you have to use all your tools. Like Carl Jung says, when you're making major changes, transformation, you need all your wits about you. And that's us, our individual and support as a collective. So I'm going to just beam some light into the chat and radiate it out through the callers, through the listeners. Let's just pause for that. And opening up through the Sushumna to connect into more healing light source energies. All right, let's get to callers. Again, 347-539-5122. Press 1 on your keypad to get on air. Hi, welcome. You're on air. Hello, hello.
Hi, this is Austin.
Austin? Hi, Austin. Welcome.
Hi. How's it going?
Doing great. Doing great in this moment. What's your question?
I want to find out what my acting career is going to look like this year.
Your what?
My acting career.
Oh, okay. Let's look at that. What's coming up? Okay, the first thing I heard off is there's some changes to how you're doing it or what you're doing. You may be doing something more independent or on your own. Do you do things on, like, I don't know if it's like independent producers and or a spec? There seems to be some kind of project that's coming up for you that gets you in a little bit of a different model of how you work. Is this making sense? Do you know what this is already?
I don't, but it makes sense. Well, actually, there is a little project that could be it.
Yeah, so follow through on that little project because I feel it's going to lead to something bigger and in a new way or new format. You may even be doing something episodic online that later gets picked up, is what I'm hearing. So follow those little avenues. Even though this project seems small, I do feel it is going to lead to something, another doorway opening that will be really beneficial for you. Okay, Austin? Okay,
great.
Take care.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're so welcome. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air.
Hi, this is Kay from the chat. So thank you for taking the call.
Hi. Oh, good.
So as I stated, my current job is just toxic. There's no other way I'll explain it. And I'm trusting and believing something new is coming. So I don't know if my question is so much to ask when is it coming or how am I going to manage in between? Because I do have the faith that something new is coming. A new opportunity is coming and for my greater and higher good. But in the meantime, how do do you see things getting not necessarily better, but how am I going to manage until things come? I guess I'm more, I won't say fearful, but it is fear that this manager that I'm with, I'm not going to be able to make it through financially until the new opportunity.
Right. Okay, let's see. I feel like, that there is, you're asking that how you are going to make it, it's not going to be easy. I've got to be honest. Is there like a personality conflict here?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
The quickest way to say it is yes.
Yes. Okay.
Today I did something that I don't normally do. I just pretty much had to be totally blatant honest with her, and it was more personal than professional because it's like I can't do anything that you're going to ever trust in. Like, so no matter what I do, who wants to talk to the manager that way? But
No, it's okay. But what I would say is they're not receptive. So I would say
Nope.
you need to practice. Yeah. You can go to my website, soulplayground.life, and copy and paste from the blog or just read it, projection perception, and how to take back projections. And then also, I think it's Soul Path Tools. There's 5-step emotional clearing process, the basic one. The advanced is the MP3, but the basic one you can just start. You have to just, this is how this person is, and find a bigger reason why you're there. In other words, I'm here bridging. It's bringing me financial, stability, income while I look for something else, while I create for something else. Because this person is not going to respond to you. You're going to have to just pull your energy back from them and do the inner work that helps you deal with the situation, is what I'm hearing.
Okay. What is the website again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which one?
What is your website again?
Oh, soulplayground.life.
Soul Playground. Okay.
Soul, SOUL, and I think it's should be in the description box. I'll have to check and see.
Okay.
But 5-step emotional clearing process, that's going to help you clear what's being reactively triggered through the subconscious mind with this person, what's going on, and you can get clarity in your mind, also what's going on, and then projection, perception.
Wonderful.
Those two things will help you. Hang in there. You'll do it, and you'll be getting out. But you're not going to change her. You're not going to make. It's not going to change. She says she's thinking it's just a personality clash, and so she's handling it in her way. It has no desire to change her behavior.
None. Yes. Okay.
Or
you
thought
on point.
process. Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right, Kay. You take good care. Big hug.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
You're welcome.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air. Oops.
You know I love.
Where are we? You're on air. Hello. You're on air.
Yes. Hello. Thank you for taking my call. My name's Ray, and I'm from California.
Hi, Ray. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call. Yes, my question is just what you see with my love life. I think I'm emotionally stable and financially stable enough, and just really curious if you see something or if you don't see anything.
Okay, let's see what's coming for Ray. Love life, drawing a partner in. Ooh, yeah. I would say look for. There seems to be some kind of opening May, June, end of May, maybe June, maybe even about the middle of June. I feel like you're going to be more active around that time, so there could be a couple of options even for you that you're dating or interested, kind of feeling out which one is the best, because I do feel there's a short period of casual dating and then you're in a partnership. It's not going to be like, it's going to happen kind of, because I feel that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think, I guess, my view of a relationship is somebody to go have fun with and not be mundane. I'm not a homebody by any means. I like traveling.
No,
it's enjoy it with.
Travel, I think you're going to, either you're Gemini or you're going to attract a Gemini, or there's Gemini in your chart. I feel somebody that's very curious, active, great conversation, a lot of movement. You could be even doing a lot of road trips, maybe plane as well, but road, like get up, let's go here, or got tickets here, let's go to, I don't know, the hills for the weekend and So that's why I feel like there's a couple people you're going to connect with and hang out with, but then you're going to decide which one is better for your lifestyle.
Okay.
Keep us posted, Ray.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye. Hello, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air.
Well, I love to be on air.
Queen, is that you? Moving around?
Yes, I'm
can barely hear you. Oh, you're outside. Okay, cool.
They're clipping roast. chipping away at things I no longer need, literally and figuratively.
Oh,
how you doing?
Yeah. I'm a little under the weather, but doing better. Doing better. And feel good to be connecting with everyone. Yeah.
Well,
but other than that, huh?
Feel easy.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. I have a whole purpose for calling. One is miracle, and the other is a question about 2022 and what is sticking out most for you to say to me. But, and I hope you can hear me. If not, I can do this another time. I had put in the chat a while ago your computer, your laptop, my experience, and I thought I would share it with the people and how all the information was lost. Well, that had happened to me, very similar. Everything was gone. And I went to YouTube to take classes on how to restore it, and I finally called an old friend who used to sell computers and repair them. And it didn't work then, but he told me a couple of things, and then I woke up like you, basically, and that stuff was used. Well, I didn't learn my lesson because it happened to me again. And this time, I knew I needed a surgeon, a computer surgeon. So I called him again. And this gentleman is kind-hearted, but he got a lot of children who work. The computers are not his priority right now. But he's a friend. And he's willing to barter with me. So 3 months later, during releasing, I said, whatever's on there, if I don't have it now, apparently I didn't need it. But I would call him periodically. My patience was really tested because the cards were saying he's going to get it for you, but it showed me trials and tribulations. Morning, and he said, "I got it. I did it for you, sister. I have it. He said, I have COVID now, but I said, well, I don't want to see you anytime soon. But the process of going through that was the releasing. You spoke about that. I spoke, and I agree. Releasing of the content, because if I was so personally, if I had been so careless, I got it back before, and I didn't make a recovery. And fortunately for me, to assist me, but I had to be patient and just let it go, because if it was gone, it was gone. But with that, and to me, that was because he's been going through all kind of trials and tribulations, his job, people having COVID there, so on and so forth. But he came through for me. He came through for me. So that was miraculous, because, I had someone to open the way for me, open what seemed to be blocked channel. They, became this.
Wow. Love it. Yeah, the more we focus on, and you're so right, Queen, it's in the letting go. It's the asking and letting go and knowing that, and again, even like the situation I shared, it's like I feel like the more you let go, the more you ask both, and the more you let go, the bigger the confirmation that comes in and or the miracle. So very empowering. What was the other thing that you wanted to say? Because then I want to get to, you asked about, for you, what was it with 2022?
Yeah, the thing that comes in the strongest for you to say to me for 2022.
Oh, I like that. Okay. I need to say the strongest. Let's see. What's the strongest for Queen? Well, I get two things. Let your light shine and don't be inhibited. So you're really being asked to really stretch out with your own tribe, group, like you're doing now. Share your wisdom, share what you know. Also, I'm getting a lot with writing or putting something together. You may be working with someone in partnership in some kind of project, communication project. And I got a message even like Instagram Live or Facebook Live of just getting out there and putting your little bits of insight, your little bits of wisdom, and also maybe in some kind of published form, whether it's a book, booklet, ebook, or blog or something like that. But the message is don't be inhibited. Don't hold yourself back.
That's right. That's right on, because I'm writing now in a way that I say I am a writer. I am a published author.
Oh, good.
Very soon. But the words, the editing.
They're more you.
They're more me, but it's also I'm seeing where I need to add or subtract or adjective and that's like I'm like so excited to see that. Thank you so much. Much love to you.
You're welcome, Queen. Much love to you. And Lynn in the chat is saying, Queen, great way to ask the question. I agree. That's a powerful for you, the best way for you. All right, Queen, as always, please keep us posted on what you're doing. Let us know. And love always hearing from you. Take good care.
Oh, you too.
Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. My name is Tanika.
Hi, Tanika. Welcome. What's your question?
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, for this coming year, if my life was going to get better or not. I'm going through, and I have been for a long time, just not good things, like hard to get ahead feeling. And in September, I was laid off of a job that this is just one example of something that I'm worried about right now that I'll ask you about, among other things. But I was laid off of a job that I wasn't happy at, that was not good to me, but I was unrightfully laid off. And right now they're fighting with the state, the Department of Labor, so they don't have to pay me benefits. I might have to go to a court hearing to try to fight to see if I could get my benefits restored back because they took it away. And I have such bad anxiety over that because they didn't treat me well, and I don't know the first thing about going to a hearing. So I'm wondering if you think that would be something that I should do if I would get my benefits back, or, like what you see.
Seems you'd get something, but the thing is, I do see things. April gets a bit better, and then more likely, June. I guess, when I see stuff like that, there must be a lot of changes for people in this May-June time period. Taurus, Gemini, I feel, which is interesting because I do believe we have some eclipse at that time, or it starts eclipse season. So, yeah, you're going to be building back up. That's what I'm seeing. So, and new direction. I feel like you could get something from them. It may not be all or exactly what you want. And you may be told, oh, if you want to fight this more, you want to get more, we have to do this and this and this. So there does seem to be some kind of representative also that's helping you. So yes, things will get better, but it's a bit of a process. It's going to take some time, but you are around April kind of going in the upswing. Things start getting better, going more in the upswing. Okay, Tanika, wishing you much peace in this whole thing, okay? Make sure take time for you to meditate or do a nice aromatherapy bath or walk outside in nature or just, but that's all you can do. I know you are, but I just say it because when we go through difficult times, all we can do is cope. We can do the process, is use the tools. And that's just this life on the earth plane. And just know, okay, I'll even say in my head, this too shall pass. I'm going to this day I can only do this much, or this, I did this much. And then, okay, you did a good job. So I'm giving you a realistic read.
I've been trying to find a job, like the right job for me, and to move out of my situation finally. Do you see that happening anytime soon?
I do. I got to scoot because we got a lot of callers. But the thing is, just take something, just get the transitional job first. and then start mapping what you want, where you want to move, and what you want to do. Just take it bit by bit. I get it, because you want to hurry up through these changes, but some of these changes have to do with chronological time. There's Saturn. Saturn might be very active in your chart right now. I don't know if you're coming, or Pluto in Capricorn. Saturn was in Capricorn. Now it's in Aquarius. So there, whatever it is that you're dealing with, it's circumstantial, and just look at it as, okay, I could. Oh, so you had all this, yeah. So you've had, you're coming out of a lot of Saturn stuff happening, so yeah. And now there's this interesting, quincunx with the, yeah. So it's an interesting time. You're just going to have to follow the openings and do what you can, and just do it week by week, month by month, knowing that you can get through this and get the support to get through it. You will get through it. I see that, but I'm not going to lie. It's not like easy peasy. You're not yet you're in a different flow. It's not like a fast flow right now. Okay, take care, okay? Bye.
Okay.
Keep it quick because I want to get to other callers. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air. Hello?
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for my call. Can you hear me?
I can. Who's this?
Okay, it's Cynthia. Thanks for taking my call.
Hi, Cynthia. You're so welcome.
So I have a question. I don't know. I know you have a lot of callers. Do you see anything as far as where to look for a job? And I'm coping with the fact that my apartment was flooded, so it was unexpected last Thursday. So I've been cleaning it, and I got let go from my job in December, and I just wanted to see, I don't know, what
see, these kind of questions go for right now, transitional job. No, it's not too much.
Okay.
It's just that it's going to be whatever is available or whatever you want to do right now. So there's a whole group of people I feel right now. Like this year, I feel there's a group of people that are going to be, their soul group is going to be making major decisions, or they set up the decisions last year. That's why I did soul-centered living from August to February, to prepare people to get clear. So those people right now, or they left the job, they got the job, they moving, they're bum 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 bum. Now the next group, it's like now you're going to have to be deciding. So if I would say this for you, Cynthia, and anybody else listening, if you're just deciding and you're not sure, then the answer isn't clear yet for you from your higher self. So do whatever you can in the moment. Actualize your potential in the moment. So I feel for you, Cynthia, right now, it's just about a transitional job that gets some money in so that you can sit back with your tea or coffee and get your pen and paper and write out what you really want to do and where you want to go. So right now, there's going to be some breathing room and openings for people to like, okay, let me just get this job. Some money's coming in. I can relax my shoulders. Now let me plan out exactly what I said at the beginning of the program, how to best shape your own personal reality in 2022. That's going to require some contemplation. That's why I feel we also have, Venus in Capricorn retrograde is saying, and Venus in Capricorn is all about looking at our worth and our values and what we're going to do or not do on a very process and material level. So use this time to do that. If you're not hearing a clear answer, that means there is no answer. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just you're to stay where you are. Okay. All right, sweetie, take care. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air.
Hi, Michelle. This is Athena. How are you?
Hey, Athena. Welcome. Doing great. What's your question?
Good. Sorry I'm not in the chat. I just left work. So happy to be on and to hear your voice and
thank you.
Calling in. Just trying to see, do you see me as every time I talk to you we just start giggling.
We do start giggling. I remember now. You're a giggly energy with my giggly energy.
That's a good thing, especially in this time, but do you see me still in the same career or moving anytime soon or in the next year? Or
You're one. You need to be in the planning stage too of what it is you want to do. Now, do you have a partner? That seems like there could be partner or children. There's something to consider in regards to relationship. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, both.
Yeah. So that has to be figured into your decisions, okay? So you got to get clear with someone else of where you're going, and then get on the same page, okay? All right, Athena, great to hear from you. Call back anytime. I'm here next week too. Big hug.
Bye. Thank you. Big hug.
Bye. Big hug. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air.
Thank you so much for taking my call. My name is Catherine from New York. Great
What's your name?
Catherine from New York.
Oh, Catherine.
Hi.
Okay. Hi, Catherine.
Yeah.
What's your question?
I was wondering, please, if you see me getting the job I'm going to interview for tomorrow, I think it'll be like transitional, like you were saying to so many other people as well.
I feel two different jobs, so I don't know if it's the second job you interviewed for, or it's this job. A quick read, I can't tell if it's this job, and then it leads to another job. So you could have two transitional jobs, and before you land on what it is that you want. Yeah, but I definitely do see you getting a job. It definitely does show work coming in for you. Definitely, it's coming up. So let's ask that, Catherine. Getting a job, getting work. Yeah. I've got so many. Yeah, definitely you are getting, no doubt. And it shows you've really been focused on it. You've really been putting the energy forward, so yes, definitely you're getting work. So I would just go in and feel confident, like you already got it, right?
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Yes. Okay. You take care. Thanks for calling in. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air.
Hi, Michelle. Ciao from Bali. Zoe.
Hello, Zoe. Welcome.
I'm sorry you're feeling under the weather, man. Pineapple, turmeric, tangerine.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Actually, pineapple too.
Perfect. So I have kind of an interesting question. So, as you know, I do different types of energy work. Reiki is not really my modality, but sometimes I work with this woman, and I felt like I had to move this energy for her. She's like, can you touch my back, and lots of times it's breaking things open. Well, she went through this interesting process, and there was other people there, and she insisted in doing it in front of them, and she's breaking down, but she's not, I'm feeling her not really letting go of it. So
holding
even though she's done
to the situation,
like holding on, even though she's
milking
letting go,
it.
And even though that's what I feel, and it's so messed up because she's done
milking.
She's gone through all this different healing, and she's helped heal the breast cancer and all this stuff, like in these natural ways. But it's like I can't help but feel that, and that's the exact phrase or word, that she's literally milking it, because it's like once it's gone or once it's moved, or it's ready to move, it's like she's holding on to it, and it's like I'm literally trying to move it, and it's moving, that it's like I now picked up some of it because of her reluctancy to let it all go, because what I'm curious is, of course, she's milking a little bit of the victimization because she can play this role to other people. I'm healing, but what's the best way?
Just let them be in it.
Do you just not work with these people, or is there another way you can help them is there another way I can help myself so I'm not taking on the energy as well, or
projection, perception. You have to find out what it is that the sticky glue within you that's locking into what she's going through, and that's your healing. Because as the healer heals himself, he heals others. As the healer heals others, they heal themselves. And I did years ago. I told this story in Awakenings. It was fascinating because most possession work that I've done, it's usually thought form. and this woman's family had brought her to me, and the demon that was attached to her, I clearly released. She saw it go away. I saw it go away. This is when I had a 3-story loft, and we were coming down the stairs from my healing office, and her family saw it. They go, "Oh my God, you look like yourself. You look so bright and relaxed." But as we were coming down the steps, she's like, "Oh, I feel it coming back," because it was her guilt. She was very, very strong Christian, born again Christian. And I told her, I said, "Look, I can get rid of it, but you can bring it back." I go, if you have that thought in your mind, that thought form and that belief, then this is not going to move on until you have a bigger reason for it too. You have a bigger picture that you're beyond this. And she's like, and all the way down the stairs, she kept saying, and then when we got out, where they were parked, we went through, my downstairs, and I think it's coming back. And the parent, the mother and daughter were, no, it's not. It's gone. She got rid of it. You look different. You sound different. Your face looks better. And I told her, I go, until you work on this guilt piece. So people have that. That's why sometimes it's hard for us to let go of certain things, because it locks us into a certain picture or image and a state of being that's much more comfortable, or it might be uncomfortable, but it's familiar. We know that story. And so we revert back to that story. So what I always do as a healer, the therapist part of me, healer, light worker, is I go and I already know, okay, this is bringing me back to X, Y, and Z, my life, my family. And I do my own clearing work, my own inner work to release that projection and the projection that I have to make somebody better or help them. Because sometimes I help, but it's not going to be done with me. They have to go on and have different experiences, and it may be many people. So that's what I would suggest, and I think I see our guest on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
hope that helps.
It's me taking it on. I feel like it's her reluctancy to let it go, because then if she's healed, she's just weird, then she can't get the attention or the whatever that she's actually seeking through it.
Yes, it can be a lot of things. In fact, in hypnotherapy, especially in the medical hypnotherapy that I was trained in, one of the first questions that we ask is, what do you gain by this? Whatever's going on. And then secondary, what do you gain
by release? Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I'm wondering. Like, maybe I need to work on another type of modality.
No, I would
maybe
just
I need
say
to bring in another type of modality.
Well, no, I would just say no, because you're triggered by it, so do your own inner work. And it's not so easy, because illness or physical situation, that is part of the earth experience also, and it's not, sometimes people have situations that help us grow, that they're all type of creation. So there's not one pat answer, but I would say for starters, it's always good to look at yourself as what's it mirroring for you? What's the wounding? What's the one of my teachers used to say, not all healing is physical. So sometimes people still have a physical condition or illness or situation, and they're amazing. I mean, we've seen stories of this. We could go on and on of people that do great things. That doesn't have to do with a level of consciousness. It's an aspect of their being. I'm thinking of the guy, Stephen Hawking, and there's so many more. I'm thinking of the little Maddie, I can't remember his name, but in the wheelchair, and he did these great poems. I mean, we all live with certain things that we have to go through, and it's just how does it figure in our life, and how do we relate to it and live through it. But I would say for you, as a healer, as a guide, if you're doing therapy, anything, you have to do your own inner work. You have to have the tools that help you see what is it mirroring for you, what is it projecting for you, or what is the perception. Once you clear that, what's the true perception, and what are you learning? What's your piece in it, and what are you learning from this? We all do it.
Only when we're ready to let go can we, whatever, It's
it's bringing
I can help
something
you,
up,
but not if you're.
Yes, but also look and see how you're similar. We attract by resonance. So there might be a time where you had a similar situation, or we're holding on to something. So there's always that piece as well.
I shared a story with her and tried to help her, but yeah. It's normally I move trauma, not physical, but trauma stores in physical, in our physical body.
Right.
But normally I'm moving this, not helping people heal.
I got to scoot, Zoe. I got to scoot. But if you really want to advance, always, you're welcome, sweetie. Always bring it back to you. We need to.
Self.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you
hug.
so much.
Stay
big
on.
Hug.
We got a great guest.
Better.
Big hug. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ciao.
Great guest coming on. Ciao, ciao. All right. As I said at the top of the program, very excited to bring back astrologer, best-selling author, and entrepreneur, Susan Miller of Astrology Zone. Maybe many of you may know her also from her amazing and very popular yearly astrology calendar that she puts out. Just a wealth of insight and information and very inspiring. If you want to take a peek, you can go to astrologyzone.com and see what she has to offer. Hello, Susan.
Hi.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for inviting me back. I was so excited.
Me too. Me as well. Oh, my gosh.
But I have to say our calendars are completely sold out. And I had made thousands of them. I'm working on 2023. But because of a supply chain problem, I can't reprint. They don't have the paper. Okay. I use very heavy matte archival paper, beautiful, and so that there would be no bleed through and matte. It's gorgeous, but you know what I did? I took all the work on the calendar and put it on my app so that people can still get the important dates, so they can, make their appointments like with their first date or with a doctor consultation or a job interview or closing on a house. You look at the key dates that I have listed. I have the whole year on there. So my engineers worked really fast. So it's up on my app.
So how do we get that? Because I already had a few people please ask her about the calendar. Sadie asked about our producer.
Last year I had too many. This year I didn't have enough. This is crazy. To go to either, if you have a smartphone, Google Play or Apple App Store, and you will see, put in Susan Miller, even though the name of the app is really long, Daily Horoscope, Astrology Zone, and more by Susan Miller. But just put in Susan Miller. I had to put my picture on the face of the app in Apple App Store and Google. So you'll see my smiling face. Just put in Susan Miller. I come up first. And you'll get a free app. But if you need the dates, the key dates, those are on the premium one, which is like $1 a week. Apple and Google take 30%, and I've got to pay editors to make sure you don't see any typos.
That's fair.
And so it's $4.99 a month. You can stop auto renew anytime as soon as you're done with the month, and or if you pick a year, then at the end of the year, whatever it is. But most people love my app, and I've won awards. So I think your listeners would like it. I had to come up with a solution quickly, and so we did. And it takes me 5 months to write the calendar.
Oh, I know. But I actually like that you're doing both. I don't know if you consider always doing the app and the regular calendar, because a lot of people do stuff on their phones. So
well, no, I have. You know what? It's funny. We know men love apps, and I have 40% men. And we know that women will buy a paper calendar, but men won't, because we're the ones who make the plans for the wedding, for when are we going to redo the kitchen, or when are we going to give our mom and dad an anniversary party. And you kind of need paper. It's a little easier to scroll through on paper, just keep turning the leaves to pick the date. But, this will be, a good alternative, and I think people will love it. And I'm so careful. I'm so accurate with my math. My mother's side of the family is German, so and she's the one who taught me astrology. The other half is Italian, so I have a nice mix. And she taught me. So I have all the precision of the German side and all the passion of the Italian side. But she was extremely warm. I miss my mom very much, and we don't have her anymore. And my dad too, but that's life, and we have to accept that, It's hard, but we accept it.
True. Yeah, we definitely do. Oh,
she made me study 12 years before I told a single person that I knew astrology. She said to me one day, what if someone gets the wrong impression of something you say, Susan? They'll walk around with that thought forever. They may never meet another astrologer. You must be accurate, and you won't be accurate unless you study for 12 years, because you have to integrate 8 planets plus the sun and moon, that's 10 heavenly bodies, and then look at their progress chart and so forth. It's a lot for your brain to deal with, a lot of detail, and it takes a long time to build up those pathways in your brain, the synapse, But I waited 20 years before I even asked for a payment for a chart. I just, when people come to you, they're having a hard time, so I don't want to charge them on top of that, So my website and the app will hopefully generate enough so that I don't have to. I do charge now because my time is so limited, but I always try to help people out. And are we doing callers today?
Yes, we are.
Yay!
Yay!
That's exciting.
And and I kind of anything you want to share or talk about, but I kind of did this umbrella for the program of how to best shape our personal reality in 2022, and part of that came in my meditation, and the other part is because you have done that. You do that on a regular basis, no matter what you've gone through, or what your mom went through, or your mom went through with you. Illness, conditions, life. You have been doing this. You have been very inspired.
The biggest risk I ever took was when I wanted to have my second child. After my first, Chrissy, I almost bled to death, and I had transfusions, and I was in the hospital a month and in a wheelchair 4 months, because I remember I couldn't christen her until June, and she was born in February. And I wanted to walk. And I got pregnant by accident with my husband, and I wanted 2 children so badly in life. And my mother came over one day, and my friends were in 2 camps. Go for it, go for it. The other camp was, how dare you? You have 1 child. You should be happy. And I never knew which side the friend would be on when I'd run into them. And it was very stressful. So I said to my mother, she said, how are things going? I said, well, they're being very negative, the doctors. And they asked me to make out my will, and she nodded, and she said, how's your chart, Susan? I said, well, it's a bit of a sore spot. I have a packed 8th house. Now, the 8th house rules death, but it also rules money. And
Susan, my moon is there. I hear you.
Well, no, if you have the moon in the 8th, it means you're very psychic. Very psychic, and you can go beyond the normal limits of other people. So anyway, I said I had a packed 8th house, and she nodded quietly, and she said, it shows the condition. This was a very profound statement and changed everything. And I leaned forward. She was sitting at the dining room table. I was on the other side, and I said, wait a minute, shows the condition, not the outcome? She said, Susan, do you think you can have this baby? I said, yes, I can do 1 more. I know not to be crazy and do more than this. She said, and so you will. You wouldn't have been asked to write a will if you didn't have a packed 8th house, because the 8th house rules wills. And they're doing a cesarean. It rules surgery, too. So I said, I don't buy tickets on airlines I think are going to crash. I remember saying that. And she smiled. And I said, listen, if things go sideways, will you bring up my children? And without hesitation, she said, oh, sure, in her sweet way, which she always. And looking back, both my husband and she were so brave. They didn't hesitate. And I had Diana, She's won 6 Emmys in Hollywood for her music production with James Corden. And now she's having a baby next month. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be out in LA living there with her and the baby nurse, and we'll get some help for her too. But I want to help her. So, and plus, I love little babies.
I love it. But they also supported you. They felt you could do it, and they also trusted you. It was a big leap for them, but I could feel that heart energy. Like they saw you, what you were about, and they knew
that
you could
say
do
that.
it.
My father would just turn pale white. And my mother said, Tony, we have to keep you in the store. We had our family had an Italian specialty grocery store. And she said, but how he communicated with me? He was Scorpio. He sent the delivery boy every day during the week with a piece of fruit. It could be a Spanish melon or camise pears or beautiful raspberries or blueberries. Every day I got a surprise piece of fruit that was absolutely beautiful and not a blemish on it. And that's how he communicated with me, not through words, but through I love you and here's some beautiful blueberries. Do you know what I mean? I thought that was so nice. And my sister said to me, we never know what Daddy's thinking. I said, I know exactly what he's thinking. I don't know. I seem to always know.
Yeah, so, beautiful.
Anyway, I'm lucky. Yes, I would love to hear the questions and what's on people's minds. It makes me better at writing Astrology Zone. Every month, I don't try to just write about you. I try to become you. I try to be in your shoes and looking at the world through your eyes. What's just happened, and I talk about what's recently happened, where you are now, what's coming. Because you weren't born today. You bring into a month, projects, maybe a disappointment, maybe a victory, all kinds of things. And, I have to acknowledge that. So that's why I write.
So you tap into that energy. I love that. So
I write 35,000 words a month, so divided by 12 signs,
I know.
But it's all free on the internet.
Yeah, 347-539-5122. Press 1 on your keypad. I do see some people that had readings before. I will get to you as well. Let's see if who.
I need the person's name and where they live because it's just fun to know, and also a clear question. Not how do we solve world peace. That would be a little. Take a little too long. But just like I'm looking for a job or my mom's in the hospital or something very clear, because then I could answer it.
Okay, so let's see. Hello, you're on air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Jamie Fawcett.
Hey, Jamie. And where are you at?
I'm in San Luis Obispo.
Oh, beautiful part of America. Gorgeous.
And what's so true.
And what's your birthday?
January 6th, 1984.
Wow, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday. Wow.
Why, thank you.
Did your life change? You had an eclipse July 4th, 6 months earlier. And so did the United States. And if nothing happens on the day within plus or minus 4 or 5 days, we usually look to see if Saturn or Mars is running over the same degrees or in opposition to those degrees. And Saturn and Mars were too far away. And when nothing happened on July 4th in America, I said to myself, that's going to be 6 months away. We have to watch January 4th plus or minus 4 days. And, of course, we did have something. But I'm just wondering, I've been waiting to find a little Capricorn born around your time. Did anything happen in your life that was fairly dramatic?
Yes.
Yes.
And that the idea of having to have one person to marry to and that be your soulmate my mind had already been expanded to being open and feeling more love from others. And that was a really big shock that has come, I would say, full circle in the last 6 months or so.
You know, that's so funny. We grow up reading Cinderella, and we kind of expect our partner to be our everything. And even our best friend can't be our everything. You know, we need a group of people to supply different things to us. That's really pretty profound. Well, what was your question? I'm sorry, I took your time. Tell me your question.
No, I love that. That was a very meaningful question, so thank you.
Well, you're going to make some real big strides in communication this year. This is where Jupiter is. You may start a podcast. You may start writing a book. You may work on a screenplay. You may write reports for your office to your boss that become really important and give you the promotion you've wanted because it's so insightful. You could be writing anything. You could be writing code or for software, but or you could hire a team and have them make an app for you. Something with communication is going to be where the golden nuggets lie for you in a big part of 2022. Also, home and real estate, but that doesn't come until later, May 10th through October 30th. Let's just say Mother's Day to Halloween, easy to remember. So for Capricorn, real estate is going to be really, really lucky. So if you've been saying, I really have to redo the bathroom, or I need a new kitchen or I'll scream, it's the best in 12 years to do it between Mother's Day and Halloween. So, and if you can't get it together that quickly, because it is expensive, I understand that, it comes back December 20th at the very end of this year and extends for months into 2023. So you've got a pretty big window to make it happen. But money comes through the house. Even a home office is a good idea because money comes through the house. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
So,
thank you, Jamie, for calling in. Thank you.
Thank you for those nuggets.
Thank you. Take a look at astrologyzone.com. This is your birthday month, so I wrote a lot for you this month.
Susan, we just had Athena in the chat said, I just downloaded her astrology app, and in the Capricorn month, she states that on January 2nd in Capricorn will be my cosmic birthday. It is my actual birthday. Yay. All right. Wow. That's great. What a synchronicity. Let's get to
I don't remember what I wrote because I'm writing June right now.
What you just downloaded. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air with Susan Miller. What's your name? Where are you from? And what's your question? Yeah, you're on air. You're on air with Susan. What's your first name?
Wonder if the connection is bad.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go into another one. Hi, welcome to Awakenings. You're on air. Hello.
Hi.
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 Hi. Hi, what's your first name?
My name is Jody.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Jody. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Colorado, but most of my life was spent in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So I've been out here 6 years.
Great.
Wow.
Do you have a question for Susan? Do you have a question for Susan?
Yeah, I do. So I've got a couple things going on right now, and I'm not really sure which is more important. I do.
When's your birthday?
My birthday's October 19th.
So you're a Libra.
Yes, I am. And I have a ton of cancer.
Okay.
In my chart
do you
too.
think you have Cancer rising?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Let's just tell the other listeners what a rising sign is. The rising sign can only be determined by doing an actual chart, day, month, year, time of birth to the minute, and the city. You know, and that also includes the year of birth. And it's the sign that was rising over the eastern horizon, very sensitive in a chart at the moment you were born. So in this case, Jody, your name's Jody, right?
Yep.
Is part Cancer and part Libra. So it's important for her to read both when she reads any astrology column, including mine at Astrology Zone. So what's the question? I love dilemmas. You're at a crossroads. Which two things are going on?
Well, is that just not a Libra thing though? Like, which is more? This side?
No,
you
know what? Libra gets really beat up by the astrologers who don't know astrology well enough. You know that Libra rules the scales, correct? Well, have you ever seen a really, really powerful scale, a good one? Even a breeze will get the digital readout to flutter. So you are that sensitive. You're also looking at the pros and cons, both sides of every issue. We know that Libras rule the law, and that's why they're so good at being judges or lawyers, because they're looking at both sides. It's an analytical air sign, so they're trying to be fair. Actually, it's the one sign that expects all of life to be fair, and the rest of us say, well, it often isn't, but they're always surprised when it's not. You know what I mean? They want it so badly, but it's a lovely quality.
Well, true.
So what is your question?
Okay. So I'm having a little bit of a health scare. I have to go in and get some diagnostics done. And I'm also kind of pondering my whole work-life thing. And I think the two things probably go together, but
well, it's in the same house. What are you doing with your work life? I didn't quite get that.
I'm an interior designer. And
ooh, perfect for the Cancer rising. Perfect.
Right, I know. Except for what I'm doing is super, super technical, and I know I can see this myself when I'm doing colors or I'm adding some feng shui into what I do. I am so jazzed, and people notice it, and it's that's what makes me fly. But what I'm doing is government stuff. It's like ay. But
you mean you have to get permits and so forth to get the work done? Do you mean the government stuff is permits and architectural kind of plans that you have to submit?
Yeah, I do that, but I do a lot of secure spaces. So
like
top secret, that kind of stuff. Yep.
Well, why are the two in conflict? They seem very different.
Well, the
they shouldn't be.
Thing I'm not really sure about, but why are the two?
Well, let me tell you about the health first. And I grew up in hospitals. I mean, I was born with a birth defect. I mean, my early, there's a quiz that was in a house and garden. They said, what is the first color you remember? Just straight out. Just don't think about it too much. And for me, it was white. I was always in hospitals. But other people usually say the color of their room when they were little, and so forth. But I grew up in hospitals, so I know about health and feeling helpless when your body isn't doing what it's supposed to do, and it needs to go to the doll hospital and get it fixed. But that's what I always say, back to the doll hospital. But you know what? For Libra, Jupiter's in the 6th house, which is, there are two houses that rule health. Your 1st house and your 6th house. The 1st house is vitality. The 6th house, where all the action is the house of preventative medicine, the things you do to help yourself. And you have Jupiter there for the first time in 12 years. So if you had to get sick, and nobody wants that, but if you had to get sick, this is the best year in over a decade for you to be getting the right help from the right doctor. So I think you should be confident and just keep marching forward with the directions of the doctor. Try to get everything done before Jupiter leaves on May 10th. I would like you to get your procedures in. And this month, your ruler, every sign has a ruler. Like Aries has Mars and Taurus has Venus. But Taurus shares Venus with Libra. And so your ruler is Venus. Her job is to take good care of you. The trouble is she's getting her beauty sleep this month. She is out to lunch. She's not helping us. And that's why I wrote in Astrology Zone, no Botox, no fillers, no expensive creams. Don't even buy a new perfume. You may not like it later. You wait until Venus goes direct. Venus has asked the doctors to look back. Any planet that's retrograde, which is what's happening with Venus, asks to go back and look, and it's in your house of personality and vitality. So doctors are looking back, find something. Okay, thank God they found it. If they don't find it, you can't do anything about it. But this time they found it. I have a very good feeling about you. Venus goes direct January 29th. Mercury is going to retrograde. You're already feeling it. It's January 14th until February 4th. Everybody's feeling it. If you're running to the repair shop with things that need fixing, you know you're feeling it. I was on the phone with my cable provider this morning. You know, I have no picture on my television, and luckily they fixed it right away. They zapped it. They did something. I don't know, magic behind the scenes. But I have a good feeling. The two best months for everybody listening. My two favorite months are February and March. March 5th has the luckiest day of the year. Jupiter conjunct the Sun. And that's a Saturday. If anybody listening, including you, if you need to do something on a weekday, do it on the 4th. The 3rd or the 4th, as the energy is building toward the 5th, you're going to get a breakthrough, and you're going to have that stroke of luck, crazy dumb luck, just great crazy dumb luck. So, and it happens in your house of health, and I guess you're worried about your work because maybe you're worried about the treatments. You may not feel great.
Yeah.
Well, we get through that. But Libra has, if they're self-employed, the most business of any sign. The phone keeps ringing. Now, Gemini has fantastic career aspects too. So does Pisces and Aries. But your phone's going to be ringing. They're going to want you. The fact that you integrate feng shui, I want you, but I live in New York and I can't have you. I think everybody listening in your neck of the woods should call you up and get on the list, you know. So,
Jody, thank you for calling in.
Yes.
So appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Another caller.
She was lovely.
All right.
You have such a nice caller.
Jody, thank you so. We have, oh my gosh, Susan, we have amazing people that I don't say just listen to the show, participate, co-produce, because they say who they want back and who they love, and they're just excited. I mean, other than that person just getting your app also in the chat and loves it. So,
thank you.
We have 402. Hello, you're on Awakening. What's your first name?
Michelle.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Miller.
Yeah. Yeah, my birth name is Susan, but I go by Sue.
What do people call you?
Both. It just depends on if it's work, it's Susan. If it's personal, it's Sue.
Oh, and if it's really personal, people call me Susie, like my mom used to. But nobody really knows that. And what city are you in?
I am located in Omaha, Nebraska.
Wow, really far from New York, where I am. And tell me, what is your birthday?
It's 10/1/56.
So you're born 10. That's October 1st.
Yeah.
Okay, you're another little Libra. Wow, we got lots of Libras coming on. And what is your question?
My question is, will I be able to retire this year and do my other work, my other life?
What would be the other work?
Spiritual work.
Do we know what your rising sign is by any chance?
It's Leo. Well, I'm on the zero.
It's Leo.
Between Leo and Virgo, I'm zero cusp.
Virgo is the sign of helping others and the sign of healing. So I think the Virgo in you is very strong.
Okay.
And even through your hands, would you be using your hands at all in this practice?
Let's just say there's a lot of heat that comes through my hands.
Mhm.
And I work with crystal bowls, so I'm working with them all the time.
Oh, like the sound bowls and those beautiful.
Yes, the singing bowls, yes.
I never knew about those until I went to my friend's yoga class, and she had a professional there play those sound bells. They sound like bells. They're just beautiful. You know, and especially in a professional's hands, they know how to play them, and it's so calming. It reverberates through your body in a way, even though you're just in the room. No, it's lovely.
Oh, I always say, when you meditate, they take you much deeper, or take you out.
Oh, wow.
You know, you do a lot more healing with them.
It sounds like you've done all your homework and you're ready to go with that. And, you know, I had said to the other lady, Jody, that that self-employed people who were Libra were going to have the phone ringing off the hook. Okay. And in a way, that's what you're doing. You're going to be offering this wonderful spiritual practice to people on your own, and you're leaving your other work. What was your other work? What did you used to do, or are doing now?
I'm doing now. I do accounting for research labs.
Oh, wow. Very different.
Yeah, totally.
You know what? That's a Virgo trait, too. Accounting. My bookkeeper is a Virgo. Oh, she's magnificent. No, and I have the moon in Virgo. No, Virgo is the most misunderstood sign. They heal. They have such a capacity to give to others. I think Mother Teresa was a Virgo. I think so. So anyway, I think you should go for it. I think you should do it. You're hungry for it. You've obviously done the homework. I also think if you want to, Virgo's usually very good with communication. If you could write a newspaper article once a week for people, or a book, or go on TV to give advice, that would be good. And are you active in social media, like Twitter or one of those?
Well, yeah, I'm on that. I have been asked to write articles. I've written one so far for a publication, and I'm looking at trying to
I want
do some
you
more.
To really focus on that.
Because
that will help your business. It will help you, because once in a while you'll have to do research. Because once you write something down, then people read it, and if you're wrong, they write to you. Believe me, I know. So I've had my website 26 years. So be the professional that's published, and then your business will be poised to rocket. I love it. You may take a partner this year. There could be a business partner or an agent or publicist. And that person would be a gem for you. And you would do that May through October. And you would see how hard that person works for you. You'd be amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a publishing thing that I'm trying to make flashcards, not tarot cards, but flashcards for astrology, for the lay person, so it's easier for them to understand.
Very
and that's
good.
Been on hold for like 10 years, but I'm trying to get to that and finish that.
That's very Virgo, right? That's very Virgo.
Yeah, I mean, how long have you studied astrology?
I started probably about 10 years ago and struggled, and so I started doing these cards for me so I could, trigger,
Well, that's the best way to put a product on the market. Something you needed. Well, it means that many other people will want it and need it too. But you have to do the publicity. You write the article, and the newspaper will put your product down on the bottom in italics. I think you have a really exciting future. I think you should go for it. Yeah.
Cool. And that class I'm going to take. The class I'm going to take with Michele is going to help me out even more so, right?
Oh, yeah, she's very, Susan, you're so accurate. She is very, very gifted and very intuitive. Very, very. Yeah.
I feel it.
Very intuitive.
I don't see how you could fail. I mean, you've got the whole package, really.
Cool. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Helps me.
Thank you.
It's going to be a good year. A perfect year.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
We have time for one more, and then we got to scoot, right? Sue, you up to?
I will stay as long as you need me.
Okay, let's try one more. There's so many people. Let's see if we've got one more.
I love these questions.
Hi, welcome. Aren't they great? And the way you've got to come back. I love how you're answering. It's
Thank you.
So healing. There's such a
and we're
energy.
talking to America. People are based everywhere. Where's our latest caller based?
Yeah. Hi. Welcome to Awakening. You're on air. Hello.
Hi. This is Lynn. I didn't even know I was in the queue. I guess it's meant to be.
Where are you based?
Oh, okay.
Where are you?
I'm in Michigan.
Wow. This is great. In Detroit?
North of there. In the woods on a lake.
Where it's really, really cold right now.
Yes.
I sympathize. It's cold in New York. Well, tell me your question.
Well, my birthday is March 27th, 1961.
Oh, boy, you're going into one of the best years of your life.
Well,
wow.
I have a bunch of planets in, Pisces is my ascendant, on late Pisces in the 12th house and early Aries in the first house. And then last year with my birthday, my chart was 180 degrees flipped. So everything was early 7th house, late 6th house. So it was a big,
So what's happening as you look forward to this year?
I am looking to get out more, sort of like Sue, with my spiritual coaching and energy work.
Well, the Pisces rising makes you brilliant at that. You really care and you're compassionate. And that's the key to everything. The Dalai Lama says that only we have the capacity for great compassion over animals. But I think animals have it too. You see dogs, trying to help their owners, or gorillas holding babies that have fallen over the edge of the zoo. And, you see compassion in animals, but as humans, we have it at such a high degree, but many people don't use it. But you're so sensitive that walking through life bruises you sometimes, and you absorb other people's sorrows, and you need time to rinse yourself of those cares, because you think about a person. A person may come to you and say, I need help. I need you to give me advice. It could be a best friend, somebody you work with. And they think when you go home you forget about it. No, not you. Not with Pisces rising. Your mind keeps turning over and thinking about how else can I help that person? What else can I do for them? Now, you're right for the spiritual work. You should go for it. What have you been doing until now?
Marinating, right?
Yeah. Thinking about, you know what? The better part of action is thinking. I mean, some people don't think before they act. The thinking is the more important part. That's when we put together the plan, So, it sounds like you're driven to this. Yeah.
I am, and I've started studying a new energy healing technique, and it works well with, coaching and teaching. So
your timing is very good. I heard on the news that many people found the pandemic very difficult to deal with, and that anxiety was very high, and that it was skyrocketing among all ages, not just teenagers, although teenagers were having some of the hardest time because they love to be with friends. And, for a long time they were stuck at home, and they're trying to get them to schools. But now we've got another variant, and schools are shutting down all over the country in different places. So it's a time when people are reaching out, and the fact that they're reaching out with teleconferences, a lot of people would have hesitated to go to a therapist's office or a spiritual healer's office. But on the computer, they don't hesitate. It's so easy and can be very warm. And you have that warmth that I think people would respond to. And the Aries gives you the courage to do things. Pisces sometimes is hesitant or doesn't have enough confidence, but the Aries in you has the confidence. So you're such a perfect mix. You were born for this. Oh, it's good. I love it.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I love your energy and your calendar. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, she got the one last. Thank you. We have one more last one that's been on for an hour. Hi, you're on air. Welcome to Awakenings. You're on air with Susan Miller. Okay,
hello? Hi.
Yeah, you're on air. Hi. What's your first name?
Can you hear us okay?
Can you hear us? I think we lost her. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Hello. You're on air. She's been waiting so long. Okay. Hi, welcome to the program. You're on Awakening. Hello.
Hi, just tell us your name.
Sometimes people... Okay, here we go. Last one. Hi, welcome to... Sometimes people walk away. You know, they've been listening for so long.
Hello.
They walk away and just say that.
Cynthia.
Hi, you're on... Hello, Cynthia. You're on air with Susan Miller. Your name,
Hi.
Cynthia, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Issaquah, and my birthday is 4/11/1963.
Oh, wait, Issaquah, where? Where is that at?
Washington State.
Michigan.
Okay,
Washington State.
Washington State. Oh, where the beautiful apples come from. And you're in Aries. You're born late March or April. You said April 11th?
1963. My rising sign is in Cancer. My moon's in Scorpio, and my sun's in Aries.
I love that competition. You are a go-getter. You are cardinal, and you don't let any grass grow under your feet. I have an Aries daughter, and she inspires me every day. When she says she's going to do something, she follows through. Aries has great follow-through. So what's your question?
I guess the question is what type of work would work well with the rising Cancer and the moon in Scorpio? Because the Aries side is, I'm not sales. I'm not big into, it has
just running your own business would be great. Well, the Cancer is, you could have a bed and breakfast, a hotel. You could have a restaurant, but it would have to be family recipes and warm and cozy. A Cancer rising wouldn't want glass and steel, and, they would want it warm and welcoming.
Yep.
Also, home decorating, of course, but also, my daughter's having a baby, and we hired a baby nurse. They make more than anybody in the world. If you learn all the skills of a baby nurse and teach a new mother how to breastfeed and all those things, that would be a booming business. Maternity clothes, baby clothes, anything with, also working in a hospital with a sonogram. The medical breakthroughs are amazing, what they can see now inside a lady's uterus. It's just crazy, because I've been going through it with Diana, and it's really fascinating. You can practically see the baby's face. So what were you drawn to? What were you thinking of possibly doing?
Be a life coach.
Yes, that would be good too, because you're very compassionate and you're using your Cancer sensitivity. Cancer listens not only to the words, but looks at the gestures of the person's face and the inflection in the voice. Water signs are excellent at that, and you have the moon in Scorpio, so you've got that too. They say you can never lie to a Scorpio. They'll see right through you. They know. That's why they make such great prosecutors and, district attorneys and people like that. But you have that nurturing Cancer, so life coach would be right. I have a question. Do they have a way of licensing life coaches? I don't know how that profession works.
There's different ones. There's some accreditation, but I was looking at the Martha Beck life coaching one that resonates.
Yeah. You might want to write a book or an article or an essay in a magazine, and that would give you some credibility and also help spread the word that you're available and you're ready to help people.
Yeah.
No, they say that people are reaching out in droves now. Actually, I heard something on the news which was almost shocking. The psychiatrists and psychoanalysts were saying they were uncomfortable hearing the fears of their patients and their experiences with the pandemic that were so similar to their own that they felt like they were looking in the mirror. I had never heard anything like that. And, it just goes to show you, no matter who you are or what your expertise is, you always need a different point of view, a different person to jump in there and listen to you, because we're all kind of wound up in our own life, and we're like little kittens in yarn, We get all tangled up and we can't find our way out.
You have to use the tools, because everything has a resonance, there's always a mirroring aspect. So I think it's good that maybe this is causing people to look within more as well.
Definitely.
Thank you for calling in. I'm glad we could get you on air. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your call. Appreciate everyone's call and participation and co-creating this. It's been amazing. Oh my gosh, Susan, you've been just amazing. So much
well, thank you.
And awareness.
Well,
I'm fun.
I'm giving a workshop for 3 hours on Sunday, this Sunday, the 16th, for a very prestigious astrological club. It's called the National Council for Geocosmic Research. And if you go to Astrology Zone and you look at your forecast for the month, for January, right on top of that is news from Susan Miller, and we only print 2 paragraphs, and then you say read more. Open that up and go to the bottom, and it gives you the link. I talk about it in my last paragraph about, the workshop. And we're going to have interaction. I don't like to just talk. I like to hear what people say. We're going to do it on Zoom, so you don't have to get in your car. and no spread of any virus, so do it from my home. And it's going to be a lot of fun because I've really studied the year. And I'm going to help everyone have a blueprint for the year, when to act, when to hold back, and explain different terms. Venus is retrograde right now, no Botox, but Mars will be retrograde at the end of the year. There's a lot of things happening, but it's a great year and a much better year than 2021.
Absolutely.
And I mean that
very
sincerely.
Okay, so they can go to astrologyzone.com and
then
what is
go
the
to
link
their
title?
forecast for their sign, whatever sign they happen to be, Taurus, Gemini, whatever. And just before their sign begins, where I'm talking to them, where I wrote a lot, I have news from Susan Miller on top because I'm afraid people won't see it if I don't. It's like when you had a little kid at home, they would forget their lunch money if you didn't put it right in front of the door. So I make it easy for people to see it. And open that document because it's at the end of the document. I give you the link to buy a ticket. It's $69 if you're not a member of NCGR and $29 if you are. But I promise it's going to be a rich experience and with lots of detail because detail is my middle name. I'm going to give dates that are important to watch and so forth. I think they'll like it.
Oh, I know they will. They'll love it.
I'm all excited about it.
Detailed. Yeah, you give a lot of great, not just insights, but information that's very tangible. Oh, Susan, we thank you so much for doing this. I'm so
thank
glad.
you. No, it was
Sadie
my
told
pleasure.
me you were on this morning. Yeah, we had a little.
I was on Good Day New York, which is on Fox, and Rosanna Scotto interviewed me. The Scotto family has a beautiful restaurant in New York. They're known for their fabulous food. So I was really thrilled that one of the main hosts interviewed me. And it was a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, people can follow me on Twitter. That's a really, or Instagram.
And Instagram, too, as well.
Yeah, Instagram, at Astrology Zone. Yeah, I don't use Susan Miller. There's too many of us in this world. So I'm on Facebook as well. just put in Astrology Zone and at Astrology Zone, and I like Twitter better because I can put links in more easily than Instagram, but I am on Instagram just as often. You know, anything we put on Twitter, we replicate on Instagram and stories. So, and I talk about NCGR on there, and there's a link there too. That may be an easier way to find it, and at Astrology Zone.
A lot of our
on
listeners,
Instagram.
on Instagram a lot. So they can go to at Astrology Zone, and the info is there. Oh, Susan, thanks. And again, you have an open invite. I love when you come on. I love your energy.
Anytime you say, I'll be back because you stand out in my mind. Where are you based? Where are you?
I'm a little all over the place right now. I'm in the west side of Marina Del Rey, in between Topanga there and Joshua.
Beautiful. The marina.
Yes,
oh my God, with the boats.
Yeah, with the boats. So
I've been there at the Ritz-Carlton. It's right there. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be in Hancock Park.
Again,
I'm coming out on February 13th, birth in February, and I want to be there. I don't want to miss that.
So lovely.
I will, and she has a big enough apartment for me. You know, I have my own little room. And you know what? I'll be getting out of the cold of New York, which is freezing here.
I know, right? A little change of pace, yes. Well, you definitely will be in touch, and always an honor and just joy to have you.
Yeah, we won't wait for the year to end. We'll meet before then.
Exactly. Definitely. All right, Susan, you take good care.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everyone, that was Susan Miller of Astrology Zone. Again, a lot of you had emailed and texted me about or DM'd me about the astrology calendar. You have to get it in the app this year. So you can go to, I always go to the App Store, iTunes or whatever, Google Play, or and get the calendar that way. And for more information, whatever you need to know is at astrologyzone.com. Oh my gosh, so amazing. Great time. We're way over, and I love it. I love it when we go over. That's what I love about doing the podcast. When I used to do regular radio and TV, they'd be giving me the wind up. Wind up, come on, wrap up. Thank you all that called in, and if you had questions more for me, I'm here next week. If you want more information on the psychic development and opening the channel course, go to soulplayground.life. The courses and events link. Also in the Soul Path tools, there are various tools that help you on your soul path, mental, emotional tools, how to shift energy, raise your vibrational frequency, emotional clearing on soulplayground.life. All right, everyone, continue to shine your light, share your insights, and, of course, keep awake.
Awakenings broadcasts every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Archive shows available on iTunes. For continued awakened conversations and insights, join the Awakenings group on Facebook. And check out Michelle's blog at soulplayground.com. And keep awake.